Brothers and sisters, I want to speak to your spirit today. Not your mind, not your emotions, but that deep place inside of you that feels like it's drowning in unanswered questions. You've tried to stay strong, but you're exhausted. You've prayed, fasted, cried in secret, smiled in public, and still, things haven't changed the way you hoped. But I want to declare something over you today. God is still in control. Let me be real with you. You're making a mistake many of us have made. You've started to believe that because everything feels like it's falling apart, God must not be in control. But He is. He always has been. The very thing that has you stressed out and overwhelmed, God is already working it together for your benefit. Listen, this isn't a coincidence. This message is for you right now. Don't scroll past this moment. Don't look away. If you stay until the end, something will shift in your spirit. Not just encouragement, but transformation. God has not left the throne. He's not pacing back and forth in heaven, wondering how your situation will work out. No, He already has the solution before you even knew there was a problem. The winds may be howling, but He's the one who commands the storm to be still. Trusting God doesn't mean everything will suddenly feel easy. It means you rest in the fact that your chaos doesn't scare Him. The situation you can't handle is one He can speak into with a single word. He doesn't need a perfect setup to move. In fact, He often waits for everything to fall apart so He can show you that He alone is your anchor. Let's be real. Some of us have control issues. We want to know the timeline, the outcome, and the method. But faith doesn't work that way. God will often blindfold you just to teach you how to walk by trust, not by sight. And when you release control, you gain peace. I'm not here to give you empty hype. This isn't about sugar-coated words. This is straight-up truth. God is orchestrating something behind the scenes that will exceed your expectations. But you've got to stop letting fear drive you. It's time to lean in. Eyes lifted, heart ready, spirit alert. You're on the edge of a breakthrough, but you've got to stop trying to control what was never meant to be in your hands. The chaos you're experiencing, it's still under His authority. Here's what you need to anchor deep in your soul. God is still on the throne. No situation, no pressure, no person can knock Him off. He's not pacing around heaven wondering how to fix your life. He's never caught off guard. The moments that surprise you, He already saw them coming. The delays, the closed doors, the unexpected changes, none of them cancel His promise over your life. Do you remember when Jesus slept in the boat during the storm? The disciples panicked. They were professional fishermen, used to handling waves. But that night, the storm was too much for them. They screamed, "Don't you care that we're perishing?" And Jesus, He stood up, stretched His hands, and said, "Peace, be still." That's the same Jesus who is in your boat. You may feel like God is silent, but His silence doesn't mean absence. Sometimes God rests because He already knows the outcome. What terrifies you doesn't terrify Him. What surprises you never surprises Him. He is Alpha and Omega. He saw your problem before it showed up and has already mapped your way out. But here's the key. You have to trust Him. Not just with your words, but with your decisions, your attitude, your surrender. Stop trying to figure everything out on your own. Stop manipulating the outcome. Stop losing sleep over things that are in God's territory. He's not looking for your strength. He's looking for your trust. Let me remind you of Hezekiah. He got a death sentence from the prophet Isaiah. Set your house in order. You're going to die. But Hezekiah turned his face to the wall and cried out to God. He trusted God to override the situation, and God added 15 more years to his life. That's what trust can do. You see, trusting God doesn't mean you won't face difficulty. It means you won't be defeated by it. The battle may be intense, but victory is already secured when God is in control. Your job is not to win the fight. It's to stay in position. Stay planted in faith, stay rooted in His Word. Sometimes the reason things are delayed is because God is protecting you from what you're not ready for. What you think is a setback is actually divine preservation. Trusting God means believing that His no or not yet is still for your good. Trust is not passive. It's active surrender. It's choosing to believe when there's no evidence. It's saying, God, even if you don't move when I expect you to, I still believe you're moving. It's declaring peace in the middle of panic. That kind of trust draws heaven's attention. Romans 8:28 doesn't promise that all things feel good. It says all things work together for good. Even this, even now. God is not done with your story. His plan is still unfolding. And what broke you will become the very thing that launches you. The enemy may have tried to bury you, but God is about to raise you. The enemy wants to use delay to create doubt. He wants your unanswered prayers to birth unbelief. But today, shake yourself loose from that. Delay is not denial. God is not ignoring you. He's working behind the scenes in ways you cannot see. He is aligning, preparing, shifting. Peace isn't found in having all the answers. Peace is found in knowing who holds the answers. That's why Paul could write from prison, "Be anxious for nothing." He wasn't free in the natural, but he was free in his spirit because he trusted the one who controls the outcome. Some of you are losing sleep over bills, over relationships, over timelines that feel like they're slipping away. But hear this, God is not rushed by your clock. He's not pressured by human deadlines. His timing is perfect, and when He moves, it will be right on time. You may not understand the why right now. That's okay. But don't mistake mystery for absence. God is fully present in the storm. Every gust of wind, every crashing wave, they still submit to His voice. He hasn't left your side, and He hasn't changed His mind about you. If He said it, He'll do it. You don't need to see the full picture. You just need to trust the one who painted it. Don't let the delay make you doubt the promise. Hold tight. Keep walking. You don't need another backup plan. You need to hold fast to the one who never fails. Just because you don't see movement doesn't mean God isn't moving. He works in silence. He works in stillness. The absence of noise isn't the absence of progress. God's timing is never rushed and never late. His timeline isn't controlled by pressure or people. While you're watching the clock, God is watching over your purpose. Sometimes His greatest gift is making you wait, because in the waiting, your faith is forged. Waiting exposes your motives. Waiting shapes your character. Waiting reveals who you trust, not just with your lips, but with your life. Anyone can clap when the doors fly open, but who can worship in the hallway? God is not trying to punish you. He's developing something deeper in you. If it feels like you're in a holding pattern, it's not punishment. It's process. Declare this right now. God is in control of my situation. I may not see the way, but He is the way. I may not feel peace, but He is my peace. I may not understand the plan, but I trust the planner. Speak that until your spirit catches fire again. You were never meant to carry the weight alone. That burden is too heavy for you because it was never meant for you. God said, "Cast your cares upon me, for I care for you." Release it. Give Him the worry. Let Him hold what's been holding you down. When you trust God with control, you're stepping into supernatural peace. Not because the problem disappeared, but because you know who's driving the ship. When the waves hit, you won't panic, you'll praise, because you know the storm is subject to his voice. Today, I want you to make a decision. Not an emotional reaction, but a spiritual stand. Decide to trust God for real. Not just with the easy things, but with everything. With your future, your health, your finances, your family, your calling, your purpose. He's writing a greater story, one that will make sense later, one that will cause you to look back and say, if it hadn't been for the Lord, I would have lost my mind. But look at what the Lord has done. You're not just surviving, you're being set up for a testimony. If this message blessed you, share it with someone who needs encouragement today. Don't forget to subscribe for more. God bless you. We love you.